down-to-earthiness, tradition, and individuality. This is a manufacturer whose history and operation is unique in the automotive industry. Alpina. The family concern converts series BMW vehicles into noble and technically perfect unique models.
For over 50 years, the Alpina brand has stood for exclusive cars with outstanding performance, high everyday practicality, detailed finishing, for example, leather finishing in the finest detail. And not only a few years, but for many years, for very low fuel consumption, thus best-in-class driving performance with minimum consumption.
Since 1970, the company has been located in the small community of Buchloe in Ostallgäu, Germany. This is where up to 1,700 exclusive Alpina models per year are produced. A total of 220 employees work on the development of these special cars that are built in close cooperation with BMW. The reason for cooperation was a mid-size car.
In 1961, the new BMW 1500 came onto the market. It was a four-door sedan that might be compared today with the 5 Series. And it had the powerful four-cylinder engine in which the possible performance had not yet been fully exploited. This was then an ideal vehicle with a beautiful design, the right playground with which to begin performance enhancement.
At the end of the 60s, early 70s, Alpina also achieved great success in motorsport.
Und tatsächlich Stuck Junior allein auf weiter Flur.
With famous drivers such as Hans-Joachim Stuck and Niki Lauda, the manufacturer further improved its status with BMW. From 1977, Alpina then focused on the development of road vehicles.
When you work together for more than 50 years, naturally a friendship develops, and also we always had very good reviews for our high-quality work in the trade press, in the media, and also encouraged BMW to extend the joint effort, and that is ultimately a win for BMW. If we cover the very high-end segment, the luxury segment, with finest craftsmanship and still a niche that BMW itself doesn't cover in that way.
Part of the vehicle production was at BMW, which means Alpina provided specific wheels, engine, and chassis components directly into the plant. Individual work that required more time took place then in Buchloe.
We have many customers who naturally want to have the finest leather in the interior, the seats, the center console, door trim, dashboard bottom, with the finest leather, and then also an immense work goes with that. We dismantle the seats, interiors, and our upholsterer then works with the finest Lavalina leather. And then the production hours we invest here are higher in a vehicle like this than BMW invested in it beforehand, because we work by hand, and at BMW there are naturally many automated processes.
It takes about 1 week before a full leather interior is ready. However, so much manual labor has its price. For a full leather interior, one should expect to pay around 12,000 euros. An Alpina is optically never intrusive. Understatement is the motto. One should not recognize at first glance what potential is hidden under the bodywork. Huge spoilers are not used and neither are striking power domes. Any modifications serve the technical improvement. For example, optimized cooling and aerodynamics. For some tastes, the exterior comes across maybe as being too conservative, or it doesn't demonstrate its sportiness openly enough. But by not showing off the power straight away, it testifies its confidence. Perhaps for this reason, the vehicles are as modern as ever. Old boy's image? No way. The overall concept of the Alpina is quite popular with younger individualists. That this has an enormous power potential is obvious. The Alpina B6 Gran Coupe has an amazing 600 horsepower. That's 150 horsepower more than its technical basis, the BMW 650i. The Alpina even has the sportiest BMW counterpart, the M, in the bag. (120 more Newton-meters of torque, 0.4 seconds from 0 to 100, and a top speed of almost 330 kilometers an hour. The normal M6 is electronically limited at 250 kilometers an hour. This enormous power delivery naturally comes as no coincidence.
In order to provide this service, it is very important that the engine can breathe freely. This means both with aspiration of air, compressing air, as well as afterwards in the exhaust system. It was necessary to dethrottle the intake paths. We have developed a completely new air inlet duct, air filter case. The Alpina engine features a newly developed enlarged turbocharger, and so it was possible to depict the 600 horsepower and 800 Newton-meters of torque.
The engine also gets an upgrade. It gets special pistons, which are designed for higher temperatures and pressures. Moreover, the entire cooling system is enlarged. Work on a new Alpina model begins 2 years before the series BMW goes to market. The Alpina designers get CAD data of the car and then start with the construction of specific parts. The entire development process takes about 3 years. An Alpina doesn't want to disguise its origin and follows the clear BMW design language. Then modifications fall under the motto, form follows function. The front spoiler is designed so that the optimum cooling of the power engine is ensured. The discrete rear spoiler is designed to reduce the uplift at high speeds. Unique Alpina identification, the classic wheel with 20 spokes. The interior almost completely lined with a special lavellina leather with decorative stitching. Even the steering wheel is hand-sewn. Lavellina leather is of particularly high value. It is vegetable tanned and non-surface painted. And thus, it remains very soft and brings a comfortable seating experience. The look of the instruments has remained unchanged for 20 years. Red needles on a blue background. With the Alpina, you glide over the streets, and despite its enormous power, consumption is still quite good. Even during sporty driving, it lies at just around 13 liters. The B6 is not a nervous riot maniac. Rather, it is comfortable and enjoyable. But if you need the power, it's there.
It feels very light. Everything is very easy. The steering forces are moderate and in sport mode are somewhat higher. The accelerator pedal is smooth, so it's not a big feat to drive fast with a car like this. As with the suspension settings, we see that even at the border area, the transitions are very harmonious, that the car is easy to control, that drivability is neutral, so little or no understeer. Everything is very predictable for the driver, even if one is traveling a bit fast. In total, it is a harmonious tuning.
Since the foundation of the company, only just under 20,000 vehicles have been produced by Alpina. The Alpina B6 is a suitable for everyday use power sedan with a rarity character. Exclusive and, of course, high-priced. Like a fine wine. Something for connoisseurs.